Hey everybody, Andrew here. Just wanted to say I hope everyone is safe and healthy as the world starts opening up again. I want to give a shout out to our sponsor Arknight, whose maps, props, and minis bring our game to life. Also to Gordon McAlpin for doing our show art, and to Michaela Garrison for her amazing editing of our show. And for putting up with all the chewing. A special shout out to KiloWhat and her awesome fan art of our show, which you can find on our Twitter page and Instagram link below. In standing in solidarity with Black Lives Matter, we'd like to highlight a Black-created D&D actual play stream and now podcast Rivals of Waterdeep. You can find them over at rivalsofwaterdeep.com. And as always, to you, our listeners, thank you for journeying with us as we continue to quest both in this game and out in the world we're all trying to navigate in our own ways. We love you all. Now, let's get to it.
Friends, fiends, have I got a story for you. But first, I'm going to have to ask you to give me all of the ale that you have, because, it helps with the storytelling. Yes, that's it. It helps with the storytelling. All of the ale, please, yes. Anyway, while you give me everything that you got, I'll begin. Last time, our heroes killed the shit out of some dopey-ass bandits and probably sort of didn't feed them to a mimic. All that and more as we dive into these Demon Days.
As the Phoenix Blade passes over the southern tip of the Dragon Wing Mountains, you notice an almost immediate change in the climate. Air gets thicker, and the sudden warmth is surprising and oppressive. The crew of the Phoenix Blade adjusts quickly enough, and Clickthah is able to adjust his flight path as needed. You have about a day left on your journey. A day to wrap up any loose ends, to prepare. Lisa, Horatio, and Drago come to you and start figuring out plans for approaching the Varosh Day, whether you go from the northern end that's more toward the land or around toward the southern end. You guys start working those details out, however you guys do that.
I think it's probably best to come in kind of how we come in and out. I would park the ship a ways back and then come in on the water through the swamp.
Okay, now, Lisa, will we be able to, if the ship in the water in like galleon mode, will we be able to, how far will we be able to get, or will we have to go in on rowboats or something smaller craft?
Oh, you're gonna have to go in on rowboats no matter what. That's by design.
Okay, very good.
It's in a swamp. It's not like on open ocean.
Yeah.
Right, and Lisa, you do remember that on the southern tip that there's a little bit more space versus the northern end.
Okay.
That is more, you'd have to ford it, and so the ship would have some difficulty through the trees and everything, so you'd have to go to more of the open places on the map.
Got it.
If you want the ship to set down. If you want it to land on land, you'd have to do a little bit more configuring.
Got it. Okay, well then, change plan. We'll go on the south side, but we'll have to take smaller boats around regardless.
Okay. Get our boats ready, and do you guys mind just going yourselves? Do you need some of us to come with you? Lisa, how are your people to a sudden ship approaching? Are you guys cautious? Are they prone to react? I don't know anything about your people.
We are very hidden. That's why I'm suggesting we go in small boats. I think it's best to come with a small party. If one of you from the ship wants to come with us to introduce yourselves, that would be really helpful. But I wouldn't recommend more than one or two of you. I'm already pushing things, bringing 3 other tiefling. So I would suggest not Cadence. Especially given her origins. Yeah, I think that probably just one or two of you.
Okay.
Completely unrelated to the conversation, just hear, fuck Cadence from off of the ship.
And, Dad, Captain, while we have a moment with just the few of us here together, can we put a word in your ear?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, so the way that the 4 of us all got together, I know that we've alluded to it beforehand, was that we were all called north to a mountain on New Year's Day. during that time, we all have vague memories of traveling, but we're more or less ensorcelled. We had very little of our own wits about us, and we traveled there almost as if on autopilot of some sort. It's come to our attention through our time on the boat that Cadence has had similar, not necessarily callings, but intuitions and dreams about one of the potential places we want to head eventually, the Usurper's Fall. So as we go in to the Vroche Day, you need to keep an eye on her. I would not let her leave the boat. I would, if she goes missing, find her immediately. When you find her, she may not be of her own mind, and she may require a certain amount of restraining. I don't want to spook you, but these towers, you saw the devastation that the Eastern Tower wrought. We're not quite sure. We think that something went wrong up north, but we're trying to find the people behind these summonings, because their intent is destruction of an unparalleled nature. If Cadence is possibly wanted in this, you need to keep an eye on her, and she may balk at it. She's young, she's impetuous, but you need to keep her here. Again, I don't want to spook you, but it's of the utmost importance.
Thank you for bringing that to my attention. Drago and I will have a talk with her, and we will explain the situation. And we will keep her under watch strictly while we are down in this area, and while means of escape are available to her. Just how dangerous would you say she would be if she were to break out, if we were to confront her? What level of care do we need to provide?
Look, but what they're essentially looking for is her blood and her personhood, so we all kind of wandered unintruded upon. It may have been very different if any of us had been forcibly restrained. I honestly can't tell you how they'll necessarily react, but she may require some amount of sedation.
Noted. We will take care of it. Thank you for bringing it to our attention.
Yeah, and, I'd maybe not... Captain, it's your ship, but I would maybe just have operations in place to deal with this, and I don't know how much attention I draw to her. The more she's fascinated on it, the more she's fixated on it, the more likely she might be to wander off on her own.
Okay. Drago nods. Yeah, we will keep an eye out, and we will refrain from diverting our attention to it or causing a stir. And we will just keep it between us.
Lisa, who do you recommend should come with us? Do you think my dad, the captain? Who's best to speak for their presence?
I think Horatio should come with us. He can answer the most questions. Philosophically, I think they'll appreciate where he's coming from.
Okay.
He's not spent as much time on other planes or interacting with interplanar creatures as your dad has.
Yeah, true. All right, well,
True.
Any other, again, I know I've asked before, but any other notes, anything that we should, obviously I fully let you take the lead here, but any last bits of advice?
I wish I knew. With Sundering Cloud gone at the hands of my mom, I'm not sure how warm my reception's going to be. So just follow my lead and trust that I'm not going to let anything happen to you guys. And I think this is still my home, and I think that'll count for something.
And yeah, with the remaining time that you guys have on the ship, you have enough time to do probably one more big thing before meals and settling in.
I'm scrying.
You're scrying? Okay.
Doing my daily scry,
When do we want to deal with the board?
Let's take it with us. They're secure enough. We should be able to try something there without massive disruption.
All right, so we take it on the boats and with us.
Sorry, John, is it still the same day as when we left Dagnaroos?
We're on the next day, so one day has passed. So we're sitting at
So long rest?
Yeah, long rest.
Okay.
So is this the turn of the month, John?
Between Dagnaroos and getting up and flying over the mountain, yeah, you pass through the turn of the month. So when you arrive into Vroche Day, it will be 3 fiscal.
I would have on the eve of the night of the turning of the month, I would have mentioned to Taslin and everybody, just particularly to keep an eye on Candace and to just kind of keep an eye on any anomalies. And I would have maybe, with like a long glass, tried to look southward and see if there were any notable Aurora Borealis style anythings on the turn of the month.
Okay, yeah. Your perception and all that is high enough to where you wouldn't have to have rolled anything for it, but you didn't notice anything other than a general shifting of climate as it's passing over the mountain from colder territory down to more humid territory. If anything, any distortions you see are mostly that, the weather changing to a stickier, more humid climate. Nothing sinister or evil.
As we get closer, I'm going to pull out my old robes and I'm going to start mending them. And then since I know Fetter's jacket got ripped in the fight, I will ask him if he would like me to fix that for him.
That would be fantastic, Liza. Thank you.
And so I am going to work on our clothing.
All right. And then while she's doing that, okay, then when I'm just rolling for the scry.
Oh yeah, so
Looks like-
remember Daddy Dearest has like a -15, but the little thing actually has, because I'm not near Yusuf, he has a +5.
Okay. For now, you don't get to see anything from Cheshire's point of view. But ironically, little thing rolled like a 2.
Okay.
So, it's about time. Let's see, what time is it? It's getting on in the evening, and you see little thing all dressed up nicely in what looks to be a lavish throne room. And he's standing next to Fee, and they're both very at attention. She's very regal. He's just trying to like arch his shoulders back and copy her. And it looks ridiculous with his outfit and bow tie and all that. And they're standing, both of them, before what appears to be the king. He's leaner than you might expect, but his features are strong and scowly. And he's eyeing both of them. And if you want to do a history check while this is going on,
Sure.
pretty low DC on this, because you can infer, but
Dirty 20.
yeah, it's King Lugarius. You've heard enough about him. Even if you haven't seen any real pictures, you're like, oh, that bastard. That's him. That's probably him. Next to him, though, is a tall, gaunt, bald man who you know as Bonham, or you guys know as Bonham, with that milky white eye. It's difficult to make out what any of them are saying, because either it's the acoustics or the nature of it, not much of what they're saying is getting through to you. But you notice that the king seems fairly bored and aggravated at what's going on, and you see Fee doing a lot more presentation. She's more interested in what he's thinking, and so it becomes this triangle where the king's not very interested in her, she's interested in him, and Bonham is very interested in the boy and doesn't really mind her so much. And as your vision goes away, you think you see just a faint flicker of the eye kind of in your direction, just like something there, and then your vision goes away. That is all you see for now.
And the orb is dark or the ball is dark for Cheshire.
Right.
I'm gonna try to bank some time with my dad, because I just don't know what's gonna happen after the Verge Day.
Sure.
So just like kind of schmaltzy father-son bullshit. I mean, it mostly looks like us just working on boat shit together, but you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. No, something's going up with the Eldritch cannon thing, and he's tinkering with it this time. It's not the greatest device, and you can tell now with all your time here that for as cool as an idea as it is, they weren't working with the best of materials for it. And anyways, it's also a great excuse to do schmaltzy father-son stuff, because that thing is in continual need of repair. And yeah, you guys are working on that, and you can tell that Drago senses something's up, but he's not exactly sure how to broach it so much. So he just kind of like, he'll start saying something, yeah, this piece over here.
hey Taz, here's a weird idea. And Lisa, is it worth us trying to somehow orchestrate getting ourselves in possession of some of Candace's blood?
I'd be happy to cut her.
That's a great idea.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Stomp her in the face, punch her. I mean,
well, I was thinking of something more subtle.
oh, okay.
I don't know. we bring Vanessa in and run an experiment and maybe take a little extra for ourselves. I don't know. Maybe it's a way for us to keep her out of harm's way, but still be able to see if it matches any of the things that other folks have been trying to find with us. You know, that proper blood business.
Yeah, that could work. It's not as fun, but it could work.
I mean, I'm happy to
Taz's way
attempt to
seems
sweeten.
more surefire.
I mean, what do we want to do sparring practice and then clean up the bits after? I mean, it's up to you guys. Secret tiefling training?
If Lisa wants to do it, I will happily watch.
That's a really good idea.
What exactly is your problem with her? There's a lot of hate.
Let me put it to you this way. Much like I didn't understand Lisa's dislike of Barney, sometimes we just hate another person. They just have a face.
Barney did non-consensually involve me in her fetish in that fight circle, though.
Yeah, that's a real
weird.
no-no. That's a real weirdo. That's very odd.
It's true.
Look, mine, as always, it's just business for me, but
I mean, we did agree to for the fight for Fee's pants, so, like...
yeah, that's true. But, I mean, she definitely made it a little weird, you know what I mean?
True.
But no, look, we got one last night. It's definitely something that would behoove us to have one way or the other, I think. I'm happy to go along with whatever plan we think of, but why not get creative?
Were you near anyone from the ship when you guys were doing this, or did you guys sequester yourselves away while you were
No,
discussing
we're
this?
sequestered. I pulled everybody together.
Just making sure. Because if it had been there when your dad were doing stuff, you'd have been just like,
No.
why
It's
include me in this conversation?
I have an idea, and I pull everyone together and see what they
Sure.
think.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I actually also, just because of events, could use a good fisticuffs. Maybe I'll just fight her. Like, Lisa could help Proctor and...
Oh, I can say that you want to learn to fight, but I'm not, I have to coach you, and the guys are just, like, too big.
Perfect.
Or Feder doesn't want to get his clothes dirty.
I mean, I look down at my, like, scrawny, like, -1 modifier, like, yeah, super big. I definitely don't want to get my
You don't
clothes
want to get your clothes dirty. It's fine. Let's go find her. Let's go.
All right. I'm for this.
Then you get to be the one to do it, and it'll be fun.
What do you think, Taz? Do we let Vanessa know what we're after, and maybe she can help us, you know, procure what we need in the aftermath, or should we keep this in the family, as it were?
Maybe if we need some help kind of looking it over, let her in.
Yeah.
But at first, and certainly probably telling her that it's Candace's blood might not be a no-go. I don't know how she would feel about us taking a fellow shipmate's blood.
Yeah. Look, I just want to get us in possession of some of it. It might be even interesting to see how it reacts to the ichor. You know what I mean? There are various ways to get what we're looking for here. So yeah, I'll just Yusuf, you've got the healies, right? So why don't we just come in, and afterwards I'll try to soak up a handkerchief or something and, you know, get into a vial, and then you can bandage her up. Oh, stop pouting. Come on. The greater good and all that. Knock it off.
I just don't... Why do we need her blood?
We don't need it. We want it for edification.
I'm saying, and I'm just trying to like put a hand up on Lisa. Listen, I don't know how much we told you of this. We saw her diary. She's been having visions and dreams of Usurper's fall, right? That's why I mentioned it to the captain. But if her blood is somehow integral and channeled to whatever device we find there, then we would have the blood without having her. It just seems like, you know, it doesn't hurt.
You mean to get in?
To get in.
Or to power the...
To turn it on. To fuck around with it. It just means that it give...
Right, but why would we want to turn it on?
Maybe it all, like, if we have one of the four there, perhaps we can turn it on and shift it, break it, whatever. It just means that, look, at some point in time...
To make it malfunction, so I see what you're saying.
Right.
a key to start the engine to break the engine.
We can also use that to figure out how to keep the engine from even starting.
Yes.
You
And
just want to hurt her.
I mean, he has a point. I'm going with, like, it's genuine logic. How getting the blood is not in question. How we get the blood is where I would like to let off some steam by stomping her face.
all I'm saying is theoretically, we go to the Varoche
There's better ways to gather blood than stomping a face, and I can show you those if we go find her right now.
Let's do it.
All right. You guys make your way out with Yusuf rolling his eyes and sighing heavily as you guys put your plan into motion.
Don't understand it.
Taz, how much control do you have over your tail? I say as we're walking to find Cadence.
I mean, I use it for a lot of things. Like, you've experienced how I use it. And I wink at you. And of course I've used it to take things on the down low. But I don't know if I've ever used it quite the way you do. By hitting people with it.
Cool. It's really helpful. It's a neat little tool.
Pick up a kettlebell with it and swing it around and hit him in the face.
Dong.
I've used it to pull people's feet out from under them.
There you go.
All right, so where is Cadence?
With a quick search around the ship, you find her up top. She's leaning. She's toward the starboard side, just looking out and rolling the smoke, and she seems pretty distracted at the moment. Not enough to not know that you guys would approach, but she seems preoccupied.
Cadence, my dear friend.
What? What?
Hello.
Oh, hi. We haven't talked this entire trip. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Could be better, I suppose.
I'm so sorry to hear that. What's got you down?
Just general frustrations, I guess. I don't know. And she gets a little defensive. Do I have to have a reason?
No, absolutely not. You know what's a good way to get those frustrations out?
What?
By having a good, friendly sparring match. Right, Lisa?
Oh yeah, it's like my favorite thing in the world to do, and I'm trying to teach Taz, and we thought maybe you'd want to learn too.
Roll persuasion. If you want to give her advantage, you can, or you can both roll separate ones.
What's your
Whichever you
persuasion
prefer.
score, Sam?
It is.
Persuasion, huh?
I've got a +3 to my persuasion.
I have a +8.
Yours is really high.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'll give you advantage then.
Okay.
I'm helping.
That would be a 26.
All right. She raises an eyebrow and just like, really? Friendly sparring, you say? Mm-hmm. Huh. Like, how does that work? How do you not just kill each other?
Well, that's what I'm going to teach you.
Okay.
You have to know when to quit, it's very important. And it's also just really good cardio. You haven't been able to do one of your crazy runs while we've been in the air, and it's just a really good way to do it.
Yeah, that's true. I've been feeling a bit pent up.
And I can teach you where to hit someone so that you could kill them, but also where to hit them so that you don't.
Either is fine, I guess. Just don't kill me, and
Why would we do that?
I don't know how this works. She's good defense. Seems like a good idea. Just teach away.
All right, come down here. Come on.
Okay, she follows tentatively. She's still she's convinced, but she's like, this is weird. But Tazlin said it was okay, and we haven't talked in a while, so thanks. Yeah, she follows you guys to wherever you're going.
All right. Do we have a container or something for this?
Let's see.
Oh yeah, I've got lots of vials and stuff on my belt, so I'll be
Right.
I'll take as we're setting up, I'm taking those off and I'm kind of handing them to Feder.
Okay.
I hand a couple.
I'll have a couple ready to sleight of hand some shit. Yep, I'm ready.
Yeah. So you guys probably have her then probably down at the very below deck, just off to the side, since you can move tables around and stuff. And
So, I'm going to teach you how to use each of your different body parts, from your toes to your head, as a tiefling, to defend yourself and also offend other people mortally. It's really fun. So
I like that. I like offending people. She smiles a little bit.
all right, let's start with our toes. A kick. And then I show both of them how to kick. And then I say, Taz, try and aim for her. Like, what skin does she have exposed?
Well, she probably has her armor off. Let me... Any, like, leathers off. So she's wearing just basic blouse and shirt, sailing.
No, I just meant, like, does she have bare arms? Or, like, is she wearing, like, cropped pants or shorts or, like, pants?
Yeah, no
pants?
sleeves. No sleeves.
Okay, cool. Taz, I want you to try and kind of aim because I want to see how, like, your flexibility is. So I want you to try and aim for Cadence's shoulder.
Okay, and I've taken off my little bolero and I've like rolled up the sleeves of my shirt and my belts, and I've even kind of taken my half skirt off, so it's just like the pants and the scarves covering like the little midsection armor that I've got. And I will. Do you want me to roll for this, or do you want me to just kind of, considering we're practicing?
I would still roll as if you're doing the attack roll. We'll still do the attack roll. Just adjust the AC based off of that.
Okay, well,
So
I rolled an
with-
18.
That hits.
So I will like kick, I'll go for her shoulder and I'll like stop it. I'll stop my foot like right when it's like touching her shoulder.
Okay. So do you want to do damage, or do you want to just be like, boop?
Nope, just kind of like boop.
Okay, you.
Very good.
And as you kick, she's just like, she gasps a little bit, like, oh. And then you don't hit her, and she's like, oh. She's kind of confused, like, oh, okay.
We're just practicing right now.
Just, yeah.
Okay.
Now you try.
All right. Let's see.
And don't forget to pull it.
Pull it? Okay. Oh, okay. She thinks for a second. Okay.
That means stop, like how Taz did.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'll hit you like my old masters did.
Okay. She's like, oh, yeah, okay. And she kind of loosens up, like, okay, I've never pulled a punch or kick before. Okay, let's see. 17?
Yes.
17 to hit?
Yeah.
Okay, and she does a fairly good job of pulling the punch, but you still feel like she taps you maybe a little bit harder than before, which aggravates you, I imagine, but she isn't quite as good at pulling it, so it does kind of like push you back just a little bit, and she's like, oh shit, sorry. She looks to Laysa.
Okay. It's fine.
I just smack her really fast in the head. And then I'm gonna say, okay. So, and I'm kind of keeping an eye. Is Feder like ready if she does start bleeding? Okay.
Yeah, I gotta have some vials tucked between my fingers and a handkerchief and the whole thing. I'm ready to go in and just start mopping stuff up
Okay.
when we get there.
Taz, are your horns like pointy enough that you could use them like I do mine to kind of draw blood? Because I'm just trying to think of like pointy parts on your body.
I'm just in there. I'm like,
Oh, trust me. I've got a plan of how to get her to bleed.
Oh, okay. Just like tell me what you need from me.
My horns, like, they do have a point, but they don't, like,
They're spirally, right?
they're usually closer to my head, so that would be a little tricky.
Okay.
And they are wrapped in my hair. So,
Let's try then a punch. So I'm gonna show you guys, and then you're gonna do it to one another. So a punch, a good one is like coming up through the midline. You always want to stick to their center, and like ideally you want to aim for the sternum because it's kind of squishy, and then the bone will stab them in their own heart, and that's funny.
Cadence like
Or like throatal for the same reason. You know, you always want to go for those like squishy spots with bones that'll break and stab things for you, right?
oh, okay.
But for these purposes today, like, since we're pulling, try not to aim for that midline and the sternum. You know, like,
Okay.
go for an arm, go for a shoulder. be nice to one another. But Taz, I want you to just like give that a go. Remember, don't extend your arm all the way. That's how you hurt your elbow.
Okay. Let's see. And I like square up.
God.
Be ready, Feather.
Oh, I'm so ready.
Nat 20.
Yes.
Oh, God.
So I am going to kind of like go like I'm gonna punch her and step a little bit to the side, like I'm gonna miss her, and then I just like come into the center of her face with her nose with my elbow. Just whack. And I don't pull it.
That's so much blood.
Yeah, and you hear the pop as she like, and it's like, fuck, and then just,
Oh boy.
just, the nose is broken.
Yeah, and then I'm swoop right in there. Oh man, guys, I thought we were just having some like a nice here. Come here, use this.
Cadence, I am so sorry. I don't know what came over me. I guess I just kind of got so sorry.
Yeah, and I'm just handkerchief and trying to like get some flow into the vial. Just soaking in a handkerchief full of blood. Oh my God, you really.
Her eyes are like watering, and she kind of gets down on her knees and just like, fuck.
Oh my God. Oh, that's.
And she's a bleeder. She's got her nose.
Holy smokes, it's a gusher.
Oh, okay. Just make sure that you lean forward. Lean forward. You don't want to tilt your head back.
Okay.
Make sure you lean forward.
Yep. Sure. Okay. All right.
I'm just gonna try to get as much as I can in this.
Okay. Yusuf's just standing there with his arms folded, like waiting for Feder to just nod for him to come in so he can just like lay hands and stop the bleeding.
Okay. Oh, how was it? She gives like a weak thumbs up, like how is it going?
Yeah, I'm swapping out. I'm gonna hand off like one handkerchief and bring up another one.
I take it.
You know, and try to get the No man, she really got your. And once I feel like I've got the second handkerchief pretty soaked, I'm just gonna be like, Yusuf.
Wow, I'm so sorry, Cadence. Just like here, take a seat, put head between the knees. Just make sure you keep it down. Don't want blood going to the back of your throat.
Yeah.
You know, we're all learning. We're all learning. Yusuf, come here and give her a little boop. Give her a little, help the schnoz out.
A little boop? Okay, yeah, sure. That's a great idea. I'll just come and boop on the nose.
And it fixes, it heals up pretty quickly, and she's just like, okay.
Yeah, you all right?
Yeah, I feel like I got hit by a ship.
I told you this was a bad idea. This is not a good place to do this.
I'm gonna turn and look at Taslin, and with the same stern face that I approached Cadence with earlier, I'm gonna be like, Taslin! And then I'm gonna smack her ass really hard. I'm so disappointed.
You're gonna smack Taslin's ass, or?
Yes, because I smacked Cadence's face to punish her son.
Okay.
Taslin's ass.
I deserve that. I deserve that. I'm
I'll
so
come
sorry.
in with the Prestidigipen and try to clean her. Here, we gotta clean this up. Here, let's clean that shirt up.
Thanks.
I'm just not a very good teacher. I'm really sorry.
I've never been taught anything by someone, so I have no comparison. But if this isn't good teaching, then I guess I have a baseline.
If you want to, you can. Horrible.
I kind of lean in. I'm like, well, I mean, it wasn't bad teaching. Actually, I've had worse classes.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go. And he leaves. He walks back up on top deck.
Cadence gets up like fairly weakly because she's still kind of spinning a little bit from the.
Come on, Cadence. Let's go get a grog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're welcome to take a free hit at me anytime. Totally fine.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, punch buggy, no punch backs. You know what I mean?
I mean, I did break your nose,
just
so
like-
I'm it totally gets you a free hit.
All right. What's your AC?
What'd you roll?
Just cashing in right now.
Yeah, she only rolled a 6 though, so she.
Whoa!
She
hey,
makes a 1, and like Feder gets her like, and then she's just like,
easy, cowboy. Come on.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Why don't you do that a little bit later when you're not quite so woozy?
Yeah, sure. Kind of gives you an eye like, all right. And then she follows towards to get some drink. Yeah, you got her. Pretty good.
I feel like I'm in Mean Girls right now.
Hey, I mean, I had to survive in the streets of Sky Point. I actually know how to do some nasty, like, fighting. She's lucky I didn't, like, pull her down and then knee her to the face.
Well, that's
That was so good.
yeah. I just like look back over my shoulder at the at the ladies as I walk Candace up to get a drink.
Thumbs up from both of us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. And she's Kate is just like, oh, she's still kind of reeling from it, and even just like looks at you like, that's some tiefling, huh? Ugh. Yeah. She stops for a second. She nods to you like, in her like, you guys pretty serious?
What, are we serious?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're traveling companions, having a good time, you know what I mean? Thought of stresses on the road.
Nice.
Why do you ask?
Yeah, just curious. She continues forward.
I want to sense motive on why the fuck she asked me that. Being a little weirdo.
Trying to sneak in on my territory, like. I've got more punches.
Where the fuck is I've been playing too much Pathfinder in 3.5. What is it even on in this one? Insight?
What are you trying to?
Yeah, it would be insight.
Yeah.
Insight.
Yeah. 28 on why she's
28?
yeah, what she's trying to get at.
She wants the dagger.
Dagger.
Almost right. Just switch it around. She was a little bit more into what Taslin's dishing out.
Sure. Man, everybody's
We should hook we should hook her up with Barney.
But listen. But I'll just like, and I will just kind of like stifle a laugh, and I'll just be like, but listen, man, like this whole serious thing, you know what I mean? Like, there's like room for honest adult communication. You know what I mean? Like, monogamy is a construct, man. Like,
Go for it.
two people can care about each other and share their bodies with several people and not have those things negate each other. I think it's a fairly old and archaic idea. Come on, at least enjoy being a tiefling sometimes, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Shoot your shot. Don't let me stop you. I mean, good luck, but...
More sex positive PSAs.
Oh my god. Nice.
Whoa.
She leans forward like, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily want what just happened back there, but yeah, you know, maybe speak the good word.
Look, clear communication and consent, and you can get weird, you know? You can go into some interesting territories, you know? Work some shit out, you know?
All right, well, I'm digging that intensity.
And I'm just Fetter's chuckling to himself because he really wants to get Cadence liquored up and then see her try to hit on Taslin. He thinks that would be fucking hilarious.
She leans forward like, I've got a few things to do since I've been taking some time getting the shit kicked out of me. But, you know.
Learning, you know, you were learning.
Yeah, I was learning. Yeah. So just, you know where I'll be. I'll be around.
Yeah, yeah.
And she weakly just kind of heads off to do her stuff, leaving you guys back to.
Yeah, okay.
Hoodalolly.
You successfully retrieved her blood, and
So while they're having that conversation, I turn to Lisa, and I'm like, you really need to teach me how to hit with my tail. Like, that's a thing that I would love to learn.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Sweet.
Tail punch in the fart box.
What? Good God.
and then he goes.
You guys get back on deck, and Yusuf has a drink in his hand.
Yeah. Yeah, last night, right? Everyone's gonna get, like,
Yeah.
Not too toasty, but
I see Yusuf with a drink in his hand, and I go, watch this, and then I hit it out of his hand with my tail.
Do some rolls. Let's get fun with this.
What am I rolling?
Contested acrobatics. It's not really attack on him.
Can it be athletics instead?
Sure, yeah.
I'm not a terribly finessed monk, but I'm very athletic.
Sure. I will allow it.
Oh no, what is that face?
I rolled a 3, so that's only an 8 total. Please.
I rolled a 3. So that's also an 8. Defender wins, bitch. Boom. I'm just like, nope.
She goes for it and she hits it, but nothing happens. It's a ring from the cup. Bing!
Oh, I was totally thinking like she does hit it and the drink like starts to fall and he catches it. He's like, yeah.
Then I just grab it from his hand and drink it.
That'd be great.
I'm like, I see you. Later.
Got you. But anyway, that's how you use your tail. You try.
I try. Let's see how this goes.
I'm like, I don't like this game.
That one was a 19.
No. It's my 5th nat 20, folks. Plus 5.
It's like they come at you, Yusuf, like almost like one after the other even, and you're just like, no.
No, get away. This.
I'll get used to it. I'm still better at using it in bed right now.
It's basically the same thing. You know that's my philosophy. It's all the same thing.
It's very true. It's a good philosophy. So what was the heavy drink from the drinking game? Was it the return journey?
Yeah, the return journey.
Like, I'm gonna go find myself a return journey.
Oh yeah, they have plenty of that stuff. That's the quickest way to have a good time. And yeah, no, there is an energy that this is kind of like the last night on the ship, and yeah, you guys get some drinking going on, and there seems to be general festivities, and the sailors have kind of caught on that things are happening, and usually when a keg opens, they're like, oh, this is how the night's gonna go. But it's not as organized as like game night. Everyone's just having a good time, camaraderie, lots of noise as the night hits. Everyone's kind of got their spot, and they're just drinking away, leaving you guys to weave in and out as you please.
Lace is not gonna drink. She's pretty nervous right now, so she's gonna go kind of chill at the bow of the boat.
Sure. How about the rest of you guys?
I think I'm gonna get like a decent buzz and then like head up to the crow's nest, just because I always like being up there.
Sure.
Just like the extra little bit of wind. And
Taslin is actually uncharacteristically drinking heavily.
The sailors are all getting into it too. They're encouraged by your heavier drinking.
Yeah.
Again, you impressed them with your game earlier. You know, Blue. Yeah, she's drinking. Let's do it. Let's. Even though it's not outward, like not said or spoken, they want to keep up. So yeah, Yusuf, how about you?
He'll be chilling at the front of the ship as well with Gallahan, just relaxing.
Sure.
Trying to reflect on the last couple of days.
Perfect. And the night passes.
I guess that's one way to get someone's blood. I almost feel bad for Cadence. Almost. Okay, not really. She kind of sucks. Anyway, looks like you're out of ale, which means I'm out of story. Got a big one for you next week, though, so come back right here and double the ale, and I'll continue more of these Demon Days.
Fuck Cadence.
Hey, I'm over here.
I'm not there. That was just
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Sorry, my cat just got stuck in the blind.
Fantastic.
You're so silly. Okay. Yeah, so just think of like your enemy's heart as their fart box.
Yeah. Kind of like nod along. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I can see that.
Oh boy.
Boop boop and fart box in these demon days.
Yikes.
I know one of the episodes should totally be named Boop Boop in the Mark Box.
We start referring to it as the heart box. But we'll know what it means.
Well, if you find that prostate, it really is the heart box.
Oh yeah, sure.
Oh boy.